To dominate the desert, you must first own the sky. From the initial shock and awe to the long years of occupation, here is every aircraft that flew during the Iraq War. To kick things off, here is Fighter, Attack, and Multirole Aircraft. A 10 Thunderbolt II, nicknamed the Warthog, this flying tank orbited low over Fallujah and Mosul, absorbing enemy fire while its 30mm cannon tore through Republican Guard armor with terrifying precision. AV-8B Harrier II, famous for its ability to take off vertically. This jump jet provided vital support for Marines on the ground. It was incredibly flexible in tight spots. Next, F-14 Tomcat. The Tomcat flew its last combat missions over Iraq in 2003, its swing wings sweeping back as it dove toward targets before retiring forever. A legendary end to a legendary career. F-15 Eagle, the undisputed king of the air. It focused on maintaining total air superiority. Nothing could touch it in a dogfight. F-15E Strike Eagle, a heavy-hitting version of a classic fighter. It carried a massive payload for deep strike missions. It worked day and night to take out high-value targets. F-16 Fighting Falcon, lightweight and brutally fast. The Fighting Falcon flew thousands of sorties over Baghdad and Tikrit, switching seamlessly between hunting enemy jets and dropping precision-guided bombs on hardened bunkers. FA-18 Hornet. The primary workhorse for the Navy and Marine Corps, it handled both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions with ease. It launched from carriers to strike deep inland. Next, FA-18 Super Hornet, the larger and more capable evolution of the original design. It brought more fuel and more weapons to the fight. It proved itself as a modern carrier powerhouse. F-117 Nighthawk. On the opening night of shock and awe, Nighthawks slipped unseen through Baghdad's sky, dropping laser-guided bombs on command bunkers before Iraqi air defenses ever knew they were there. Now this is the BAE Harrier II. Royal Air Force pilots flew the British Harrier from forward desert strips too rough for conventional jets, punching through enemy positions with precision rockets and bombs during the push toward Basra. Panavia Tornado, a European swing-wing aircraft designed for low-level strikes. It was used extensively by the Royal Air Force. It excelled at precision bombing in very dangerous territory. S-3 Viking, long retired from submarine hunting, the Viking refueled thirsty jets over the Persian Gulf and famously carried President Bush onto the deck of the Lincoln under a mission accomplished banner. Now let's look at bomber aircraft. P-1 Lancer, supersonic at low level and invisible on radar. The Lancer loitered for hours above Iraq, ready to drop joint direct attack munitions the moment ground commanders called for instant fire support. B-2 Spirit, the ultimate stealth bomber. It flew incredibly long missions directly from the United States. Its unique flying wing design made it a ghost in the sky. B-52 Stratofortress. Flying from Diego Garcia across thousands of miles, the ancient Stratofortress carpet-bombed Republican Guard divisions massed south of Baghdad, breaking entire formations before coalition ground forces even made contact. Moving on to electronic warfare, AWACS, and Airborne Command. E-2 Hawkeye. Serving as the eyes of the fleet, this aircraft carries a massive rotating radar dome. It provides long-range warning and control for every mission launched from the sea. Now this is the E-3 Sentry. This flying command center is often called AWACS. It monitors the entire air war from high altitude. It is essential for making sure every pilot knows where the enemy is. E-8 J-Stars. Orbiting high above the Iraqi desert, J-Stars tracked every tank and truck across hundreds of miles of terrain, feeding real-time targeting data to commanders, directing the armored thrust toward Baghdad. EA-6 Prowler. This twin-engine jet specializes in electronic warfare. It jams enemy sensors and disrupts air defense systems. It was the primary guardian for strike teams entering hostile airspace. EC-130 Compass Call. A modified transport plane that carries a massive suite of jamming equipment. It disrupts enemy command and control frequencies. It keeps the opposition from coordinating their defenses. EC-130 Commando Solo. Broadcasting surrender appeals and false regime propaganda directly over Iraqi cities, Commando Solo turned the airwaves into a weapon, planting seeds of doubt in soldiers before a single ground boot crossed the border. EP-3 Ares 2. This signals intelligence platform listens to electronic emissions from far away. It gathers critical data about enemy intentions. It is a quiet but vital part of the intelligence network. RC-135 Cobra Ball. Designed to track ballistic missiles, this aircraft uses sophisticated optical sensors. It monitors plume signatures and re-entry paths. It provides early warnings for potential missile threats. RC-135 Combat Scent. This electronic scout identifies and analyzes enemy radar signals. It helps build a library of threats for other pilots to use. It is a master at finding the hidden dangers in the sky. RC-135 Rivet Joint. Silently vacuuming up phone calls, radio traffic, and encrypted military signals, the Rivet Joint often knew about Iraqi troop movements hours before commanders on the ground had any idea what was coming. Next up, attack and armed helicopters. Augusta Westland Apache. This is the version of the attack helicopter used by the United Kingdom. It is packed with advanced sensors and heavy weaponry. It proved to be a versatile and lethal asset in the harsh desert environment. AH-1 Super Cobra. The Marines relied on this slender and fast attack helicopter. It is armed with rockets and a powerful nose cannon. It was a constant presence, providing support for ground troops during the push to Baghdad. AH-6 Little Bird. Small, light, and incredibly maneuverable. It is the preferred ride for special operations teams. It can weave between buildings and deliver precision fire exactly where it is needed. AH-64 Apache. Racing ahead of the 3rd Infantry Division through blinding sandstorms, Apache crews used Hellfire missiles and night vision to obliterate Republican Guard armored columns that never even heard them coming. Now this is the MilMe-24 Hind, a heavy and powerful gunship that can also carry soldiers. It is known for its distinct shape and heavy armor plating. It was a formidable part of the local air power encountered during the conflict. OH-58 Kiowa. Kiowa pilots skimmed rooftops and canal banks across Iraq, calling in Apaches and artillery onto targets they had scouted solo, relying on speed and skill where heavier helicopters could never fit. Eurocopter AS-550 Fennec. This light multirole helicopter performed brilliantly in the harsh desert heat. It was often used for reconnaissance and light transport missions during the conflict. Up next, PZL-W3 Sokół. This Polish-made utility helicopter proved its worth in logistics and medical evacuation. It handled the rugged terrain well and stayed reliable throughout long deployments. Next on the list is transport, tanker, and utility fixed-wing. Antonov An-26, a rugged transport plane that could land on dirt strips without any trouble. It was essential for moving supplies to remote areas where larger jets simply could not go. Antonov Am-32. Designed to perform in extreme heat and high altitudes, this aircraft was perfect for the Iraqi environment. Its powerful engines made it a reliable choice for heavy lifting. BAE-125. This small jet provided quick transport for high-ranking officials. It combined speed with a comfortable cabin, making it an efficient choice for moving leadership across the theatre. BAE-146. Known for its quiet operation and short takeoff capability, this 4-engine jet was a common sight. It safely moved personnel between regional hubs with impressive efficiency. Then, Beechcraft Super King Air. This versatile twin turboprop was a workhorse for intelligence and surveillance. It stayed aloft for hours, gathering vital data while remaining relatively low profile. C-2 Greyhound. This was the lifeline for carrier groups at sea. It delivered mail, parts, and people to the deck of a carrier, ensuring the fleet stayed operational at all times. C-5 Galaxy. This massive giant was capable of carrying entire helicopters and tanks inside its belly. Without its incredible lifting power, the initial build-up of forces would have taken much longer. C-9 Skytrain 2. This jet served as a critical medical evacuation platform. It saved countless lives by quickly transporting wounded service members to better-equipped facilities away from the front lines. C-12 Huron. A compact and reliable transport used for moving small groups or urgent cargo. It was a frequent visitor to smaller airfields throughout the region during the war. C-17 Globemaster III, the backbone of modern strategic airlift. It could carry massive loads over long distances and land on short, unpaved runways right near the action. C-20 Gulfstream. This sleek business jet was modified for military use. It offered a fast way for very important persons and commanders to travel between strategic locations in total security. C-37 Gulfstream. a more modern version of the long-range transport jet. It provided global reach for military leaders, ensuring they could be wherever they were needed at a moment's notice. C-21 Learjet. This sleek jet moved high-ranking leaders quickly across the desert. It provided a fast and reliable way to handle urgent logistics for the military. C-23 Sherpa. With its boxy shape, this rugged plane could land on short and dusty runways. It played a vital role in hauling spare parts and personnel to remote outposts. C-26 Metroliner. This versatile twin-engine plane handled everything from cargo to surveillance. It proved that a simple civilian design could thrive even in a tough combat environment. Up next, C-40 Clipper. This modified airliner was essential for transporting senior military commanders. It offered long-range capability and modern communications for staff while they were on the move. C-130 Hercules. A true legend in the sky, this plane served as the backbone for moving troops and gear. It was famous for landing on rough dirt strips and getting supplies to the front lines. CASA C-295. This modern tactical transport was a favorite for coalition forces. It was highly valued for its ability to carry troops and heavy equipment into very tight spaces. AC-208 Combat Caravan. This small utility plane was cleverly modified to carry precision missiles. It gave the Iraqi Air Force a much-needed strike capability for dangerous counter-insurgency missions. HC-130 King. This specialized variant focused on the critical mission of search and rescue. It could stay in the air for hours to refuel helicopters and watch over pilots in distress. KC-10 Extender. This massive tanker provided an incredible amount of fuel to thirsty fighter jets. Its ability to carry both fuel and cargo made it an invaluable asset for long-range operations. KC-130 Hercules. This Marine Corps workhorse provided vital aerial refueling for both planes and helicopters. It was tough enough to operate from basic air bases very close to the action. KC-135 Stratotanker. Without the Stratotanker, the entire air war would have stalled in hours. It flew relentlessly from bases in Saudi Arabia and Turkey, passing millions of pounds of fuel to fighters over Iraq every single day. Next, Lockheed TriStar. Used by the British Royal Air Force, this three-engine jet served as a long-range tanker and troop transport. It was a critical link for getting forces into the fight. MC-130 Combat Talon. Before the invasion began, combat Talons were already threading through Iraqi radar coverage at treetop level, inserting Delta Force and Special Operations teams onto remote airfields and border crossing points in total darkness. T-6 Texan II. Originally designed as a trainer, this nimble plane was used for surveillance and light attack. It provided a very cost-effective way to keep an eye on the ground. The next one, UC-35, this light transport jet was used for moving key personnel between major hubs. It was small and efficient and could get in and out of busy airfields without any trouble. VC-25. This is the ultimate flying command center. It carried the commander-in-chief into the theater under heavy security. It is essentially a modified 747 with enough technology to run a war from the sky. Vickers VC-10. This British veteran served as a vital aerial tanker. It kept fighter jets fueled and ready during long missions. Its 4 rear-mounted engines made it look truly unique in the desert skies. Continuing with Gunship Aircraft. AC-130 Spectre. Hearing a Spectre overhead at night meant enemy fighters were about to face a 105mm howitzer fired from the sky. Coalition troops on the ground called it the most comforting sound in Iraq. AC-130 Spooky. This upgraded platform brought even more precision to the battlefield. It used advanced sensors to find targets in total darkness. The sheer volume of fire it could put down was simply unmatched. Next up, Reconnaissance, Surveillance, and Maritime Patrol. AP-3 Orion, operated by the Australians, this aircraft was adapted for the desert. It traded sea patrols for land surveillance. It used its high-technology sensors to track movements across the vast sands. Britten-Norman Defender. This rugged little plane handled the dirty work of light transport. It is a militarized version of a civilian classic. It could take off from short, rough strips that would stop most other planes. Britten-Norman Islander. This is a simple and reliable workhorse of the sky. It moved small teams and supplies where they were needed most. Its sturdy design made it perfect for operating in harsh, dusty environments. DHC-8 Airborne Reconnaissance Low, this twin-engine plane was packed with eavesdropping gear. It flew low and slow to gather vital intelligence. It acted as a silent eye in the sky for commanders on the ground. Row 6 Airborne Reconnaissance Low. This specialized platform was a key part of the military intelligence fleet. It scanned the battlefield for electronic signals. Its crew worked tirelessly to map out enemy positions from above. Next, EO-5, Airborne Reconnaissance Low. This version focused on optical and electronic surveillance. It captured high-resolution images and tracked communications in real time. It was a crucial piece of the complex intelligence puzzle. MC-12 Liberty. This agile aircraft provided direct support to troops on the move. It stayed overhead during intense operations to provide a bird's-eye view. It was a lifeline for small units navigating dangerous territory. Hawker Siddeley Nimrod. This British legend transitioned from hunting submarines to gathering electronic data. It was a massive platform, capable of staying airborne for long periods. Its sensitive equipment picked up signals from miles away. P-3 Orion. While built for the ocean, this plane became a master of the desert. It used its long range to patrol the vast borders. It provided a constant stream of data to keep the coalition one step ahead. Raytheon Sentinel. This high-altitude plane provided detailed radar maps of the terrain. It could see through clouds and smoke to track moving vehicles. It gave commanders a clear picture of the entire battlefield at once. Next, RC-12 Guardrail. This twin-engine aircraft specialized in intercepting radio signals. It helped pinpoint enemy locations by listening to their communications. It was a vital tool for breaking down the opposition's command structure. Then, RC-26 Condor. This modified cargo plane stayed behind the scenes. It provided vital intelligence and surveillance from high above the desert. Its role in tracking ground movements was essential for keeping troops safe. Up next, Beechcraft Shadow. This twin-engine craft served as a silent watcher. It carried advanced sensors to find targets and monitor threats in real time. It was a dependable eyes-in-the-sky asset for ground commanders. The next one, U-28 Draco. Small but incredibly capable, this aircraft supported Special Operations Forces. It was perfect for landing on short, rugged dirt strips. It provided dedicated support in some of the most remote areas. Then, U-2 Dragon Lady. Flying at the edge of space, this legendary machine captured high-resolution images of the battlefield. It could stay airborne for hours. Its long wings and high-altitude capability made it nearly impossible to intercept. U-4 Gulfstream 4. While often used for moving high-ranking officials, this jet also filled critical communication roles. It offered speed and range that few other platforms could match. It kept the command structure connected across vast distances. Next up, transport, utility, and observation helicopters. Aerospatiale Gazelle. Fast and agile. This light helicopter was a master of scouting and close air support. Its distinctive tail rotor design made it quieter than most. It was a nimble threat to any armored vehicles on the ground. Next, Bell 212. A twin-engine evolution of a classic design, this helicopter was a workhorse for utility missions. It hauled gear and personnel through intense heat and dust. It proved that reliable engineering never goes out of style. Bell 412. Known for its four-bladed rotor system, this aircraft provided a stable and smooth ride. It served faithfully in utility and medical evacuation roles under demanding conditions. AgustaWestland AW101 Merlin. This large, three-engine transport brought serious lifting power to the region. It could carry dozens of troops or heavy cargo with ease. Its sophisticated systems made it a favorite for long-range tactical transport. Now this is the Bell 206. This light utility helicopter was everywhere. From scouting to light transport, its simple design meant it was easy to maintain in harsh conditions. It was the backbone of many light aviation units. CH-46 Sea Knight. This tandem rotor machine was a staple for moving Marines from ship to shore. It spent decades in service and proved its worth in the desert. It was a rugged survivor that delivered the goods every single time. CH-47 Chinook. Instantly recognizable by its two massive rotors, this heavy lifter was the muscle of the army. It could carry entire vehicles or heavy artillery pieces over mountain ranges. It remains one of the most capable helicopters ever built. CH-53 Sea Stallion. This massive helicopter was designed to carry the heaviest loads. It moved equipment and troops through the most demanding environments. Its sheer size and power were truly impressive to behold on the flight line. The next one, CH-53E Super Stallion. With 3 engines and 7 rotor blades, this was the ultimate heavy lifter. It could pick up almost any other aircraft in the inventory. It provided the heavy-duty logistics needed to sustain a massive military operation. Eurocopter AS-532 Cougar. This versatile transport helicopter was known for its durability and long range. It performed a variety of roles, from troop transport to combat search and rescue. It was a modern and reliable platform in a very tough environment. Eurocopter EC-635. This light multi-mission helicopter was a key part of the new Iraqi Air Force. It handled scout and transport duties with modern precision. It proved very capable in the high heat of the desert. HH-60 Pavehawk. Designed for the most dangerous combat search and rescue missions, it featured a refueling probe and specialized sensors to find downed pilots in hostile territory. This machine was a guardian angel for crews in trouble. HH-60 Rescue Hawk. Primarily used by the Navy, this aircraft specialized in recovering personnel from the sea or land. It provided a vital lifeline for special operations teams during coastal raids. Its versatility made it a constant presence over the Persian Gulf. MH-6 Little Bird, known as the Killer Egg, this agile scout could land almost anywhere. It was a favorite for special operations teams needing quick insertion into tight urban spots. Its small size allowed it to hide in shadows where larger birds could not go. Now this is the MH-47 Chinook. This heavy-lift powerhouse was built for long-range special operations. Its tandem rotors allowed it to fly through thin mountain air and carry massive loads with ease. It served as the primary transport for elite teams deep behind enemy lines. MH-53 Pavelo. A massive and technologically advanced machine used for deep penetration missions. It served as a critical asset for secret operations until its retirement during the conflict. The sophisticated radar allowed it to fly at treetop level in total darkness. MH-60 Black Hawk. This is the specialized sister of the standard transport. It was packed with extra fuel and sensors for high-stakes special operations at night. It often flew the most elite soldiers into the heart of the action. MiL-Me-8 HIP. This rugged Soviet design was a common sight in the region. It proved its worth as a durable transport capable of operating in harsh and dusty conditions. It was famous for being able to take a hit and keep on flying. MiL-Me-17 HIP. An upgraded version of a classic design, this helicopter provided the Iraqi security forces with reliable transport. It was known for being easy to maintain and very tough. It became a backbone for moving supplies to remote outposts. SH-60 Seahawk. Operating from the decks of warships, this aircraft hunted submarines and performed utility tasks. It acted as the eyes and ears of the fleet in the Persian Gulf. Its presence ensured that shipping lanes remained clear and safe. Then, MH-60 Seahawk. This multi-mission naval variant brought advanced sensors to the battlefield. It was essential for anti-surface warfare and keeping watch over the coast. It could strike fast and move even faster to support the fleet. UH-1 Iroquois. This legendary aircraft saw continued service in various roles. Its iconic silhouette and reliable performance made it a staple for utility and support missions. Even decades after its debut, it remained a trusted friend to those on the ground. UH-1N Twin Huey. With 2 engines for added safety over water and desert, this was a United States Marine Corps favorite. It provided close air support and transport in the toughest environments. It was valued for its ruggedness and ease of operation. UH-60 Black Hawk, the primary tactical transport for the Army. It moved troops and supplies across the desert daily, proving itself as a true workhorse of the modern era. Its speed and reliability saved countless lives during medical evacuations. Westland Lynx, a British-built speedster used for scout and utility roles. Its incredible agility allowed it to dodge threats while providing critical support to ground forces. It was one of the fastest helicopters in the sky during the entire war. Westland Sea King. This versatile helicopter served as a vital transport and search and rescue platform. Its ability to operate in harsh environments made it indispensable for moving troops and supplies across the desert. Continuing with Tiltrotor Aircraft, V-22 Osprey. This revolutionary tilt-rotor aircraft blended the vertical capability of a helicopter with the speed of a fixed-wing plane. It offered rapid deployment capabilities that changed how Marines moved into the combat zone. Next on the list is Contractor, Charter, and Civil Reserve Air Fleet. Aerospatiale Puma. This reliable medium-lift helicopter worked tirelessly to ferry personnel and equipment. Its agility in tight landing zones proved critical for tactical missions throughout the region. Antonov An-12. This rugged Soviet-era turboprop was a common sight hauling heavy freight. It could operate from unpaved runways. This made it a favorite for logistical contractors working in remote areas. The next one, Bell 214ST. This powerful twin-engine utility helicopter offered impressive lift capacity. It was often seen supporting various security and transport roles in the challenging heat of the Middle East. Bell 412. Known for its four-bladed rotor system, this aircraft provided a stable and smooth ride. It served faithfully in utility and medical evacuation roles under demanding conditions. Now this is the Boeing 737. While mostly known as a commercial airliner, this narrow-body jet moved countless personnel between regional hubs. Its efficiency kept the logistical pipeline flowing smoothly during the conflict. Next, Boeing 747. This massive jumbo jet was the backbone of the long-distance supply chain. It carried immense amounts of cargo and troops across oceans to ensure the front lines had what they needed. Boeing 767. This wide-body airliner played a crucial role in the Civil Reserve Air Fleet. It transported thousands of service members into the theatre of operations with speed and reliability. Boeing 777. As one of the largest twin jets in the sky, it provided long-distance movement for troops and personnel. Its massive capacity and range helped move large units quickly over vast distances. Up next, de Havilland Canada-8. This nimble regional turboprop was perfect for short runways and quick hops. It was frequently used for moving small teams and essential parts between air bases. Fairchild Swearingen Metroliner. Often used for specialized surveillance or light transport, this slender aircraft was a quiet but constant presence. Its speed and altitude capabilities made it a useful tool for various intelligence missions. Ilyushin IL-76. This heavy-lift jet was a workhorse for moving oversized cargo into the region. Its distinctive glazed nose and rugged design allowed it to operate in very tough conditions. Lockheed L-100 Hercules. This is the civilian version of a legendary transport. It provided essential heavy lifting for private contractors. It brought vital supplies to locations where larger jets could not land. McDonnell Douglas DC-10. Whether serving as a cargo hauler or a refueling tanker, this three-engine giant was a critical asset. Its long range and heavy payload capacity were vital for sustained operations in the theatre. McDonnell Douglas MD-11. This massive three-engine jet was vital for moving heavy supplies into the region. It proved its worth by hauling tons of equipment across the globe to keep the front lines moving. Next, MD Helicopters MD-530. Known for being nimble and fast, this light bird was a favorite for quick transport and observation. It could dance through tight spaces where larger helicopters simply could not fit. Sikorsky S-61. A legendary design that provided reliable transport and search and rescue capabilities. Its long history of service meant crews trusted it to get them home safely every single time. Ending with Unmanned Aerial Vehicles, UAVs. WASP-3. This tiny eye in the sky provided troops on the ground with immediate situational awareness. It was small enough to be carried in a backpack and launched by hand. Scan Eagle. This low-cost drone could stay aloft for nearly a full day, watching over convoys and patrolling the coast. It was launched from a catapult, making it perfect for operations in rugged terrain. Next, Desert Hawk. Built for short-range surveillance, this little aircraft helped small units see over the next hill. It was a rugged tool that kept soldiers safe by identifying threats before they reached them. Hermes 450. This versatile platform was a backbone for intelligence gathering. It could orbit for hours, providing high-quality video to commanders who needed to see the battlefield in real time. MQ-1 Predator. Orbiting silently above Fallujah for 24 hours straight, the Predator watched, recorded, and when the order came from a trailer in Nevada, fired Hellfire missiles into targets thousands of miles away. MQ-9 Reaper. Where the Predator watched, the Reaper killed. Carrying 4 Hellfires and 2 laser-guided bombs, it hunted insurgent networks across Anbar province for 30 hours without ever needing a pilot in the cockpit. RQ-2 Pioneer, one of the early leaders in unmanned flight. This craft served as the eyes of the fleet. It helped direct naval gunfire and spotted enemy movements long before other drones became common. Up next, RQ-4 Global Hawk. Cruising at 60,000 feet for over 30 hours without refueling, the Global Hawk photographed Iraqi troop positions, convoy routes, and hidden weapons caches across an entire country in a single, uninterrupted mission. The next one, RQ-5 Hunter, this dual-engine craft was a steady and reliable platform for long-range surveillance. It served as a critical link in the chain, keeping a constant watch over busy combat zones. RQ-7 Shadow. This worked as a dedicated partner for ground forces. It was small enough to be launched quickly, but capable enough to stay overhead during intense firefights. Next, Silver Fox. Developed for the Marines, this compact drone excelled at low-altitude scouting. It was designed to be easily portable while providing high-resolution imagery of what lay just around the corner.